My friend recently asked me my ideal scenario for dating, and I told her Sleeping Beauty. And she was like, isn't that a little toxic because he kisses her awake, therefore doesn't get consent? I was like, I'm 33 years old. I would let a guy out of me awake so long as he has a mortgage and a horse. I would much rather go to sleep than on another random coffee date and hear about a trip to Japan. I don't think Disney princess movies were written by misogynistic men. I think they were written by women in their mid-30s who pay their own rent.
Who was going to tell me it was going to be this hard to bag a gym baddie? Why is it this hard? Why is it this difficult? I'll tell you why. Because gym baddies don't approach girls at the gym. They don't approach girls. Gym bros don't approach girls at the gym. And you know what? That is so hard to live with because it's like, you're all I want. You're all I need. Hello? Approach me. We made eye contact for the past 2 hours of our workout. Just come up to me. Just come up to me. And they never do. And you know what? That's sad.
My thing is like, I don't know how this lineup, but I've always been a bigger woman. Would you be able to put me over your shoulder and take me out of a burning building?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to test that theory now, do you?
I mean, kind of, but...
Oh. Are you willing to display? That might help your agency and be like, hey,
Over the shoulder?
Yeah. You want to do it?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Let me hold the balloon. Zoom out for this. Zoom out. Okay. Wow. Over the... Wow. Yeah, don't pop them. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, that's for her. Okay. Take it easy, little lady. Take it easy. Okay. Wow. She ain't breaking it. Oh, she already ready to go. Okay.
Anything to be touched by a man. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
I don't need a hug. I don't need a girls trip. I need to be folded like laundry by a man with a little bit of gray in his beard.
Here's my pitch to him. I like the fact that he was being really, really nice even when he was turning down people. I've seen all those podcast videos where men are like, yo, you ugly, go away, and things like that. He was so nice even when he was turning people down. Like, who does that?
Are we with Mary Poppins?
I have the personality of a cokehead.
Yeah. I want you to run over and stand next to Martin. Alrighty.
Also, just FYI, since I'm 5'1", I fit in small places that most women don't fit. Like, and 1 ball, 2 ball, it doesn't really matter. It's just a number. It all matters what you do with it. So,
You said more words in that span of moment than I've actually said in my life. Martin.
well, there's only one way to shut me up.
If you were alone with Martin tonight, what would happen?
I come from India, a country that was colonized for 200 years. So just FYI, I know how to take orders. So... And another fun fact, my country might almost go to war. So you know what people do when your country almost go to war? Make babies. I'm not saying make babies, not the whole idea, but you know where I'm getting. In the name of peace, we have sex tonight.
Oh my God! Yeah!
You know, one thing I respect about this woman is that she's putting her all into it.
I'm a strong, independent woman and I don't need no man. You're not going to tell me what to do. But there's this one man. And if he told me to get on my knees and bark like a dog, bitch, I'll be down there. Shake? Do you want me to spin around? Play dead? What's next? Oh my God. And any other man, like once I have that in my head that I like you, I'm comparing everyone to you. And if they're not you, I don't want it. And my friends are like, Brooke, you need to be mysterious. Play hard to get. Don't let them know everything. No, I can't. because I don't want to play the stupid game. They're like, you just have to. I don't want to. Can I just tell you that I'm obsessed with you, and then you tell me that you're even more obsessed with me? Fantastic. Let's live happily ever after. You better drop to your knees and bark like you want it. What's the next one? What's next? And my ego does not do well with this. But honey, when I tell you I would do anything this man told me to. If he told me to shave my head, I'd be like, fine. I didn't want it anyways. If he told me, literally, oh gosh.
And just like that, the era of Mr. Nice Guy is done. No, I know we thought he was the one. No, he's not the one, unfortunately. Still a great guy, very, very nice. Both knew we were very different. Like he likes to say stylistic differences. It's much more than stylistic difference. You guys know he is 10 years older than me, and I thought it wouldn't be an issue. But I'm still very young at heart, and I'm adventurous, and I like to have fun. I like to go snorkeling. I like to experience life. I like travel. And I feel like that's a lot for him. What happened if we were in a relationship, I would have to bring myself down to get to his level of just being a homebody and always just chilling and never really like living my full potential, which I promised myself I would never do. And on a trip, as you guys know, and I realized that he's not a talker at all. Very important to be with a man that can make me laugh. This man made me laugh 2 times in 4 days for my birthday trip. And I told him, I was like, I feel like that's an issue that we didn't really laugh. We didn't really talk a lot. He's like, well, I'm just a chill, calm, quiet guy. You knew that. I said, no, I didn't know that. Because while we were together, you talked a lot. I just realized you talked a lot about your feelings. He is very much in this space where he needs constant reassurance. And what he would do, which is a very, very big red flag to me, is he would tell me how I feel. Like he said he was falling in love with me, and I was like, that's so sweet. And he's like, well, I know you're falling in love with me too. Baby, I speak on my feelings. I will tell you if I'm falling in love with you. We just have a different outlook on life and how we want our lives to look. And it just didn't work. And I'm the kind of person, I'm going to snip it in the butt before I drag out any more time. I had 2 relationships where I drugged them out for 7.5 years each. And I let it go. If I know I'm not in alignment with you, I will just cut it.
I wonder how many dinner dates, how many bags, how many shopping sprees, and him paying for her nail appointment it took her to finally say, you're not for me.
I'm going to say the scary thing. I think that beards are more misleading than makeup. Because how is it that we've been dating for 6 months and now I'm finally knowing what the fuck you look like? No, for real, walk with me. Y'all talk so much shit about fucking makeup, but at the end of the night, we take that shit off. We can go weeks, months, for some even years, without really knowing what the fuck you look like. You come home and I'm thinking I'm being robbed. I'm thinking you trying to steal the cookies. And no, it's the person that I supposedly love. Like, why are we not unpacking this shit? Then you put a hat on top of it. That's a whole nother person. That is a whole nother person. You're not going to tell me that if you take that beard off and take the hat off, that your fucking iPhone is going to recognize you. Guarantee it's going to glitch.
Well, if a man shaves his beard, then are you going to take that makeup off? Are you going to take those piercings out of your nose? Probably not.
New York women, East Coast women, I'ma be the ones to tell y'all need to stop. Y'all are the most unattractive women there is. Like, I'm sorry, y'all act like straight bitches, cause I'm like, what do you mean suck your pee? What do you mean? Yo, it's good, G. What do you mean? Why do y'all act like this? And then y'all, when y'all get beat up, y'all be going to get y'all 15 brothers. Like, what the hell? Like, y'all make Western women look horrible.
So I saw this video the other day and I thought it was so funny because I related to it so much. There was a woman and she was out with her friends and she was like, someone better hit on me tonight. I'm sick of this. And I was like, ma'am, I feel you so much. Because I never get hit on in person. Like, I get a lot of messages online and stuff, and I'm single, so I'm on dating apps, but just like at the grocery store, men don't just come over and say hi, like, how are you doing? They don't do that anymore. And so when I do meet men, and I ask them, I tell them, like, I don't usually get hit on in person. Would you, if you saw me at the store or wherever, would you come talk to me? And sometimes they say yes, but a lot of times they say no. And it's usually for one of two reasons. The first reason is because they assume I'm not single, which, like, sir, I'm walking around here with a ring-free hand. Like, why are you over there assuming things? But the second reason is because they said that women find it too aggressive and they don't like it. And I'm like, who are these women? Like, all the women I know, the single women, they appreciate it when a man is respectful and they come over and say, hi, you look nice or whatever. Because if we're out and we're dressed up, we look nice because we made an effort. And we appreciate it when men, or hell, even women, you know, a fellow female comes and tells you you look nice. So I'm trying to encourage you, because I feel like men are scared of rejection, but let me tell you, the world is full of rejection. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And I will say that most women, they're not going to growl at you for telling them that they look nice or saying hi. I'm not saying none of them will, but let's be honest. If you say hi, you look nice to a woman, she growls at you, she did you a favor by showing you the crazy up front, because that could be 6 months down the line and then you see that crazy monster. I'm just saying. I mean, she could just be having a bad day, but you know, if she's going to be rude about you telling her she looks nice, she's probably not a nice person. So just leave that one be. But for the rest of us, we appreciate a respectful man coming over and saying hi. And if we show signs of not being interested, no sweat off your nose. Keep it moving. It's not that serious. But on the other hand, you guys could really connect and be on a date next week. So I say all that to say this. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you see that beautiful woman, go take your shot. Go take it. She's over there waiting for you to tell her how beautiful she looks tonight, okay? Go forth, be bold, and flirt. And come say hi. Say hi, wave, smile. It all works.
She said all the women I know appreciate it when a man is respectful. Yeah. So respectful and attractive. I get it. You're not gonna like everybody, but who wants to be embarrassed? Who wants to be the subject of a TikTok? Thinking about a woman that was just sitting in a bar, just randomly recording, looking back at a man like, why is he not approaching me? And turning to the camera and saying, chat, why is he not approaching me? Who does that? What normal human being is just sitting there with their camera up like that? Modern women, man.
This girl really came on TikTok and said, as women, we should come together and start these men because karma's not hitting them fast enough. How are you going to say that and you're not even going to include the kind of knife that we're using? Hello? Drop the details.
I think you're only looking at it from one side of the floor. I just want you to know that about 40 to 43% of men carry that thing on them. So your odds of surviving this probably drop. They decrease dramatically.
So Israel and I were talking to this gentleman today at the gym, and he was kind of complaining about his wife and how he wasn't able to discipline his children because she would always intervene. So I told him, as my perspective, that women indulge children the way men indulge women. And the reason that I say that is because women don't like to be disliked by their kids. They want to be the good cop and the favored one. Men indulge women the way women indulge kids. And I say that because men do not typically like to be disliked or frowned upon by their woman. So women spoil children, men spoil their women, and the end result is that typically both are ruined. So I don't know, that's kind of what I think, the path that I see most traveled, but let me know what you guys do in the comments.
So this morning I had a conversation with someone about the benefits of marriage, you know, and of course the someone was a man, and he stated that he didn't see what the benefits were of for marriage for a man. He felt like there were more benefits for a woman, and I really have like a mindset perspective on this. If you are grateful and thankful to God for your partner and just happy to be with another person, another human, thankful for the time to communicate with them, then those positive emotions will reflect in your relationship. And I was trying to explain this to him, and it was like talking to a wall. Like, that conversation is getting old though. What don't y'all understand?
You know, a lot of men feel this way. They really do. I think it might behoove you to listen to him, to see how you can kind of reverse engineer his thought process and see how you can get you a man. Well, if he does, I mean, he's literally giving you the answer. If he doesn't want to get married, if he's saying that there is no benefit to him, maybe not him, but for the man that I want, how can I show him you definitely want to lock this down? You definitely want to take this off the market. How can I cater to a man in the same way that I want a man to cater to me? But then, of course, that would make you have to actually care about that man and actually want to do things for that man. Actually be a good human being and treat that man like an actual human being.
Because I like you, I'm supposed to let you crack? What? You want to pull my lace off after I pay for it to get installed? You want me to scratch your back and grab it when I pay for these?
The fellas in the comments said the short answer is yes.
I was talking to this man, and this guy, he's a heterosexual, mind you, and we were having discussions. And so I asked him, like, what is something that you really struggle with in an intimate relationship? Like, what is something that you find, like, really hard to deal with? And he said, the struggle is the woman. I said, excuse me? He said, y'all are so hard to deal with. Like, y'all, every day you get a different person. Like, the person you go to sleep at night is not the same person you wake up. And then you don't know if you're being too hard or too soft. And then sometimes you got to be with this person, with that person. He was like, it's so many different personalities. And then he was like, on top of that, we have to be patient and be steady and just be like flatline all the time, because y'all come with so many emotions. We don't get to be like in our feelings, our emotions. So he's like, managing the woman is hard. Like, managing the woman is so hard because it's so much. Y'all come with so much. And I was like, dang, are we really that hard? Like, I'm sorry. I know I'm a lot, baby. I know I'm a lot. I'm so sorry. And then I feel like I need to put every woman on my back in that moment and apologize for them too. But then I started thinking, is he being dramatic? Fellas, are we really that hard? Like, do y'all really feel like y'all get a different person every day and then you have to balance yourself to accommodate that different person every time? Like, are we that bad? I don't think so.
There's a big difference working between men and women. I used to work with men literally my whole life when I was younger. And when they will get to work and they had a frowny face, it's like, dude, what's wrong with you? Oh, nothing. What, your wife didn't give you none last night? It's not that, bro. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, I don't want to see that face all day. We're here to work. Like, let's get moving. Fine, dude, whatever. Dude, we'll get a beer after work and let's just keep on fucking working, okay? With women, you can do that. They get here with a frowny face. You can't ask them what's wrong with them. And if you do, dear HR, today I felt attacked because a fellow coworker asked me, why did I have a frowny face at work? I think this is a very personal question. P.S. Your favorite employee. That's the difference. And don't get offended by this, okay? This is just for TikTok purposes. So if you get offended, do get some listening.
Gentlemen to the front, especially DMV men. Me and my wife have been outside this summer. Karaoke's, happy hours, brunches, you name it, we've been there. And me and her come to the same conclusion. That it's nothing but women outside. I mean, where y'all at? I mean, I get it. Drink prices are high. Women have unrealistic expectations of what they want from a man. I mean, some of their egos are on Beyonce and they should be on Rashida. I get it. And I understand that maybe Unc and them really haven't taught you how to speak to women. I get that. But it should not be this bad where it's like damn near 20-1. And maybe it's just me being old school. I wanted to be where the women were, especially the beautiful ones. And they have been there and y'all have not. Ladies, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. It's not looking good out there. And may the Lord be with you in your journey.
Sorry, bro. Men done seen too much. Men done seen too much of these women talking nonsense to even want to be bothered.
I refuse to hold your hand when I say this because I quite literally hope that it hits some of you in the face. But if you want to heal, you have to stop romanticizing the person that hurt you. When someone jumps ship to a new partner instantly after the last one without healing, they're not starting fresh. They're simply restarting the cycle. Avoidant people don't heal, they rotate. They just simply swap you out for someone new. The walls, the fears, the emotional distance, they're still on full blast and they still exist. Meanwhile, you're over here spiraling like, what if they're giving the next person everything I begged them for? Spoiler alert, they're not. I promise you that. They will still shut down during conflict. They still will not be able to regulate their emotions, and they most certainly will continue to withhold emotional intimacy. The only thing that has changed is the face, not the pattern. People don't magically become safe partners overnight just because someone new showed up. They will become a safe partner when they make the decision to heal. They have to put that work in. They have to want that. You can lead a horse to water, but you most certainly cannot make it drink. So here's your reminder that you did not lose out on something good. You simply dodged a rerun of an episode that we've already seen before. We know how this ends. Unless someone has genuinely put in the inner work, they will repeat the same cycles over and over again, just with a different character. New partner, same wounds. Please do not romanticize the reboot. You left the stage for a reason. Do not run back for an encore. You skipped a sequel to your own heartbreak. Same plot twist, same ending, okay? But this time, we're exiting stage left with our dignity.
This is a coping mechanism. You guys at some point in time need to take accountability for the things that happen in the relationship. Are there people that jump from one relationship to the next and they haven't healed? Absolutely. But every time somebody leaves, it's always their fault. It's the fact that they haven't healed. It's the fact that maybe they're not giving that person that they're currently with everything that you said you wanted. Oh, he's not doing that. Oh, he's still avoiding conversation. No, he's not. No, he's not. Maybe there's some things that he needs to work through, but he has a woman now that's helping him work through those things. He has a woman now that's not using him for his money. He has a woman now that doesn't really nag all that much. A woman that gives him his space. So guess what? He don't mind giving her everything. He don't mind giving her the world. He don't mind working extra hours, overtime, to give her the things that she wants because she reciprocates. She gives him the things that he wants. She enriches his life. So this coping mechanism that you guys got going on, y'all got to heal from that.
This guy was like, what if I'm no longer attracted to my wife? And there were like all these comments with advice. So I'm going to give you my advice. You tell her, okay? You need to tell your wife if you are no longer attracted to her. Now hear me out. This is going to hurt her feelings, and sometimes the truth hurts. But the truth can also be a big motivator.
I made a video 3 years ago talking about how society does not really allow men to talk about losing attraction for their wife. But here's this woman giving the advice that if you're a husband that's losing attraction for your wife, you should just tell your wife. I gotta tell you the truth, guys, this is not a good decision because the reaction to the video even that I had posted was outrageous. Like so many women came into the comments. It went viral because they were absolutely upset and they were saying that if their husband did that, then he married her for the wrong reasons and that he is shallow. But the double standard here is that when a woman goes to her husband and says that she's losing attraction for him, that motivates him. He actually wants to get better because he wants the intimacy, he wants the relationship, he wants the connection to improve. I would say about half of women will find a way to get really mad and they will blame it on you. And they will call you shallow. They will say all of the things that women said in my video. But then the other half, which actually I will honestly say includes me, are just sensitive. This would hurt their feelings. Even after a glow up, it would continue to hurt her feelings because I'll tell you one thing, women do want to feel like you will be attracted to her no matter what. I really believe that this is built into women because of what they go through with pregnancy. To this woman's credit that's giving the advice, she does go on to say all very good points, and that is for a man to kind of reflect on what he is doing to help support his wife in being healthy. That means giving your wife the time and the money to help maintain her beauty. That part is honestly solid advice, but that's where you should start. That's not where you should end. You should not start with telling your wife that you're not attracted to her and end with the things that you could do to help support her. You should just start with the support. If you approach it that way, 99% of women will absolutely take you up on it and you will see the improvements over time. Trust me.
I'm not going to hold your hand when I tell you this, but the reason you are not finding good men out there is probably because you're not giving them a chance, and I'm going to explain why. You are probably somebody who has been in an unhealthy relationship before, never had a guy treat you right. So when the good guy finally does come into your life, you don't see any red flags. He's treating you right, it doesn't feel familiar, you get uncomfortable, and so your first immediate response is to find an ick. And when you're in that mindset of constantly trying to find somebody's icks, you're going to find one. But when you are with somebody who feels familiar, you're used to that situation, you don't look for icks, you put on your rose-colored glasses and ignore them. If you want to find the good man in your life, you are going to have to feel uncomfortable. This is not going to be something you're very familiar with, so you need to stop looking at other people's icks or try to ignore them, because I promise you, those will pass. You will no longer feel the ick when you realize how well you deserve to actually be treated.
My friend just called me and she told me that she went on a 3rd date with a guy last night. They had gone on 2 incredible dates, then she went away for a couple weeks and they were texting and talking. And see, this is where this talking stage thing gets very complicated, because it's this like fake intimacy. He comes back from her trip and he's like, Wednesday, like, can't wait to take you out. I'm gonna plan the most incredible date. Wednesday rolls around, this motherfucker goes, oh my God, sorry, like my week got so crazy, like I haven't planned anything. So she's like, well, why don't we go somewhere close to you, because we've always been close to me. Which, like, why are we conveniencing this man, especially after he hasn't planned a date? I don't know, but let's carry on. So he ends up picking like the most inconvenient place for her to meet with him. We get to the date and she told me, she was like, the way that we were texting, I literally thought that he was gonna bring flowers. Not only did he not bring flowers, during the date, he was like, yeah, well, don't worry, like, for our 3rd date, like, I promise, like, I'm gonna bring it. She was like, this is our 3rd date. And she hasn't heard from him since. If you go on a trip after only being on 2 dates, be like, I'll hit you when I'm back. Because if you are nonstop texting, you are genuinely starting to think that you are building a relationship with this person that feels way more intimate than it actually is. The only place you should be getting to know someone is on the physical date. I would say actually FaceTiming is the exception, but there should be no talking stage.
If you're able to buy me a car,
All right, we're starting off a little rocky.
then that's somebody who's having their stuff together, right? If you can buy me a car, not mentally and emotionally. Yeah, right.
I think you should pay more attention to the young lady in the background. She's actually the one speaking some fucking sense, but let's continue.
Not saying I can't buy my own car. I can, right?
No one said anything about you not being able to afford your own car. Where the fuck did you get that?
But I'm saying if you're able to buy me a car,
Yeah.
and it's not an issue, and it's not a threat to your life or to your well-being or to your finances,
Yeah.
then you're an eligible bachelor for me.
It makes perfect sense as to why you're single. When the fuck did a car become a reasonable prerequisite to dating?
Okay. All right. What type of? We talking like Chrysler? You know, a little Honda?
No, we're talking about a luxury vehicle.
Luxury. All right.
Yes,
Damn.
we're past that, honey. I'm grown.
So not only is it an unrealistic ask, it also has to be a luxury vehicle. Not to mention, you said that the reason it has to be luxury is because you're grown, which would also imply that people that don't drive luxury cars are immature. I don't get it. Boy, I swear you hoes are losing your mind out here. Who raised you hoes?
If I'm buying myself a luxury car.
Lexus counts as luxury?
Yes, Lexus counts luxury.
Okay, she's reasonable.
Lincoln, a Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Luxury.
Okay, yeah, okay. A little bit of maybe like a 2020 Cadillac.
No, like a 2020.
That was a good year.
If you're
Fellas, we could say a lot. We really could. But you know what? Allow Father time to show her what reality is for her. That's exactly why she's single now. But don't mind me, you know, I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
Hey ladies, I'm just coming on here to tell you that when you are out, whether at a festival or in a hookah bar, a club, whatever, if the DJ starts saying on the microphone, if you're independent, raise your hand if you're an independent woman. Raise your hand if you make over 6 figures. Raise your hand if you have kids and you take care of them by yourself. Raise your hand if you have 6 figures in your bank account. Raise your hand if you have a bachelor's or a master's degree. Raise your hand if you're a college graduate. Raise your hand if you don't need a man to take care of you. Do not raise your hand, because you are putting a target on your back to attract energy into your life that has ill intentions, okay? And I'm not saying that every man in the crowd that tries to talk to you has ill intentions, but what I am saying is that you are identifying where you are in your life financially. And just by you doing that in a public space, in a public setting, you are putting yourself in a position to attract people with ill intentions, people that are looking to take advantage of you, people that are looking to get what they can, people that are looking for someone to take care of them. So I don't know why the DJs do this, but the last 2 parties that I went to, the DJ was shouting this stuff out on the microphone. And a lot of women in the crowd were raising their hands because they had been drinking. They were celebrating with their friends. For some of them, it was their birthday. And, you know, as a human being, you want to be able to celebrate your achievements, your accomplishments in life. But unfortunately, when you do it in such a public setting, you're putting a target on your back and you're setting yourself up to essentially get robbed at some point. And I don't mean robbed like gunpoint. I mean robbed like someone entering into your space, pretending that they want more with you than they actually want. What they're really looking for is someone to take care of them. What they're really looking for is someone that they can get things from just by being charismatic, just by pretending that they're attracted to them and that they really like them. So protect yourselves by not putting your hands up when you hear these announcements in the club, in the hookah bar, wherever it is that you attend, that you happen to go to, and the DJ's making these type of announcements. Just ignore them altogether. Because if you think about it, they're not making these announcements for men. They're not saying, all the fellas raise your hand if you make 6 figures. All the fellas raise your hand if you got 6 figures in your bank account. All the fellas raise your hand if you got a college degree. All the fellas raise your hand if you got a bachelor's or a master's degree. They are not making those announcements. They are not saying, all the fellas raise your hand if you're in a happy marriage. They're not saying, all the fellas raise your hand if you're taking care of your kids. They're not saying none of those things. They're not making those type of announcements for men, because what is it going to do? It's going to attract the wrong type of person. So why are they making those announcements for women? So going forward, when you're out in these spaces, do not raise your hand when you hear these type of announcements. And I'm not saying that the DJ is working with these people to target you. The DJ is just trying to hype up the crowd. But it's doing more than just hyping up the crowd. And it's putting women in danger. So protect yourselves. Talk to you later.
I think maybe he's just calling them out because he's trying to get the crowd involved. So if that's something, what he's doing is actually very effective. As a DJ, you want the crowd to get involved so that they can have you back. It's called promoting yourself. So if I'm saying to you the things that you identify with and the things that you want to hear, you're probably going to come back just in general. So if the club is full of people that are paying, what are they in there doing? Once again, paying, buying drinks, maybe buying appetizers. They're bringing their friends. Oh, girl, I had a good time. Let's go back in here and have a good time as well. So then that means more revenue for your business. And guess what the club is going to keep on doing? Guess what people outside of the club, other people promoting is going to do? They're going to bring that DJ in, and that DJ is going to make a lot of money. It only makes business sense. He's just marketing to women that identify as being strong and independent, that identify as making 6 figures, identify as being a girl boss and a boss babe. So when it benefits you, that's when you want to shout it from the mountaintops. But when it looks like a man might benefit from the work that you did, then all of a sudden it's a problem. But when a man has to take care of you, has to give you his resources, then all of a sudden it's okay. He needs to identify himself. What do y'all say? Will the real men, will the provider men, will the generous men, the high value man, will they stand up? They're supposed to identify themselves. And then you don't need to be leading with your money. Okay, you got it.
Too many of us are just way too agreeable in the early stages of dating. Say no, be an inconvenience, ask them for things, ask them for money, ask them to do stuff for you, inconvenience this man's life and see if he's actually going to step up for you. Because you will find out sooner or later. You can be super agreeable for 3 months and then ask him for something and he'll say no, or you can ask him within the first couple of weeks of dating him and he'll still say no. So it's just like, when would you rather find out? You think, oh, but over time he's going to grow feelings towards me. No, if he's a stingy man, I'm not just meaning financially, if he's stingy with his money and his time and his emotions, he's going to be stingy forever. This has got nothing to do with you at this point. This is about to do with him. This is to do with him. Find a way to inconvenience him and stop being so damn agreeable. We already know the cool girl doesn't work. We already know the cool girl and the low maintenance girl only benefits the loser guys. It only benefits the dusties. It only benefits men that have absolutely nothing to order, that they have to try to flip the script, make it seem that women have to perform for men. Come on. We're growing up. It's one thing like when you're in your early 20s, you're doing this shit. It's a learning phase. It's all good. I've been there. I look back and I'm just like, geez, I'm embarrassed of the way that I've behaved in the past. I remember this one guy, been dating for like a couple months and he had been super sweet so far. We're like on point with everything, like our emotional intelligence. We both had anxieties, laughed about it and shared stories about that and with dating. And I remember that he told me this one little thing that I didn't catch. I remember it felt really fucking weird. He told me about his ex. He said she always expected me to pay for everything. It put me in a weird position because I started thinking, okay, I really like this guy. I want to keep him around. I want him around. So maybe I should offer to pay for things as well. Maybe I should step up as well. Maybe I need to be different from this girl. Makes me just cringe at the thought of it, because all of a sudden I went from being someone who was like happily dating this guy and everything's going quite nicely. Now I'm trying to prove to him that I'm different. I'm trying to prove to him that I'm the girl that's going to stay. I'm trying to prove to him that I'm not interested in him for his money, which I never was. Like, most of these guys don't have any money anyway. I've had this like anxiety now where it's like I had to show how I was different. So I was like, oh, what do you want for breakfast? And like going to the supermarket to buy things for breakfast, which is things that like when I felt like doing it and when I wanted to do it, I would do these things naturally. But now I felt like I was doing things because I had to show that I was different from other girls. It's scary how like when you're young, you don't realize you're a pick me. And then when you get older, you're like, that was really icky behavior. But at least no one else got harmed other than myself in this process, so leave it at that. And I remember thinking, I don't like how he spoke about her in that way. He didn't say anything too nasty, but it was just more of he made it kind of feel like she took advantage of him when he was the one who offered to pay for things, when he was the one who stepped up. He was kind of complaining about it. So it's kind of annoying in that sense, because why would you offer if you're only offering for what? It's contingent. If I pay for this, you stay with me forever. I'm sorry, what is that called? So make these guys' lives inconvenience. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. I double, triple dare you to do it. Isn't it better to scare him off early than to waste your time?
But what does it have to do with being an inconvenience? You're just being a jerk at that point. Y'all figure out ways to do the wrong thing and do the wrong thing consistently. Why? Essentially what you're doing is trying to test him instead of just asking questions about his life, learning from him about what he says, learning from that and saying, you know what? I don't think that we're going in the same direction, and leaving it there. Too many times y'all want to burn bridges. Y'all want to leave dirt and shriveled up nonsense right behind you, a trail of it, when there's no reason for it. Y'all want to build animosity and tension when there's no reason for it. Y'all create drama. Y'all stir up nonsense, and you wonder why men don't like you. You wonder why men don't respect you. I don't know if you guys know it. Y'all keep on talking about manifestation and energy, but y'all keep on doing this stupid stuff to where you send out dumb energy. You send out silly energy. Yeah, well, I'm going to inconvenience him today. Or just ask him to do something and see what he says. Ask him to do something really inconvenient, like come all the way across town while he's at work, working on a big project that you know he's been up all night trying to get it done, and then he's presenting. Call him in the middle of a presentation and see if he'll come and bring you a singular rose from a field out in the middle of nowhere. That means he got to come out all the way, find a field out in the middle of nowhere, pick the flower, get back in his car, drive through traffic, get to you, just for you to say, good little doggy. Good little doggy. Now go back to work and get out of my face. For what? You need to be broken up with on the spot. You guys play too many games.
Okay, TikTok, help me out. So recently I was with my sister and I was with somebody who's very, very close to my heart. And we were talking about boy problems and just men in general and how we feel about them. And which they're amazing. We love them. But sometimes they're hard to deal with. And my sister was specifically talking about her boy problems. And she's like, why? Like, why do men not talk to me? Like, and my sister, is the most beautiful woman on this planet. I truly believe that. I don't think there's anybody more beautiful than her. But this guy, the person that we were with, he was like, oh, well, look at you. Like, look at your face card. Like, look at your energy and how you carry yourself and yada, yada, yada. Like, if I wasn't filled with courage that night that I met you guys, I would have never come up to you. And I'm like, what? Is that true? Like, why are people so intimidated? I don't get it. Is this real? Like, does this happen to anybody else or just us? Like, and my mom, okay, another thing, my mom would always say that. She's like, men are scared of you. Like they literally run away. And I'm like, why are we so scary? Like, why do men, I just want to know your guys' thoughts. Like, does this happen to you? Is this normal? Like, let me know.
I don't know, man. Maybe your friends are not as great as you think they are.
Men are starving for emotional connection. And let me tell you why this makes your energy as a woman priceless. So as women, we go throughout our entire day, weeks, right? Talking about our feelings, our days, our emotions, or with our parents, our siblings, our friends. With the barista, you sit down with your hairstylist and you vent about your relationship. You talk about your week. We have so many outlets and ways that we can have emotional connection. It is not the same for men. men can go throughout weeks, months without having one deep conversation, right? Their entire life, they've been told, don't express your emotions, man up, toughen up, don't cry. And they take this messaging with them throughout their lives and their friendships, right? So a lot of male friendships are based just on physical experiences. Again, I know this, I have so many guy friends. They bond through just physical activities and just doing things together. So they will always be hanging out, but that does not mean that these hangouts lead to a lot of depth or a lot of deep conversations, right? They just enjoy each other's company. They're watching a game, they're going out for drinks, they're going to a party. That for them is social bonding, right? But for women, that can also be social bonding, but we really view bonding as, no, we're having a heart to heart, we're talking, the girls are venting, we're having a girls' night, right? You get so much love and joy out of that experience in girlhood. And the male experience is very different. So I want you to understand the value you bring as a woman whenever you give a man emotional presence. Whenever, for the first time after months, you are the first person that a man can talk to really about how his day has been going, about how he's been feeling, about what's been worrying him, what's been stressing him. And you are the only person who can provide loving, nurturing energy to this man that he's not getting anywhere else. Now, why is this important to understand? So I think because we have so many outlets to do this, we don't really place a high enough value or currency on what it means to provide this, right? So think of it this way. If you have a dollar bill and there are tons of people coming to you and asking, can I have a dollar? You're not really going to care who you give it to, right? In your mind, it's $1, whatever. Literally anyone can have this dollar. But if you had $1,000 on you, 10,000, 100,000, and you could only give it to one person, how much more careful would you be about that, right? Because this is now inherently valued at more. You're not going to just give it to anyone. You wouldn't give it to a stranger. You probably wouldn't give it to a man who's been treating you poorly, who's been inconsistent, right? You'd be a lot more thoughtful about, well, who really deserves this money from me? In that same way, you need to inherently place a higher value on what it means that you are a safe space for someone to vent, that you are a safe space for someone to be vulnerable with, that you are someone who can be really loving, that you're someone who can provide healing energy, that you're just someone that someone can talk to. That is so, so valuable. And I know we have so many people that we can do it with. And I'm not saying don't be that space for men, because I think it's wonderful that they can feel comfortable with us to do that. But I'm saying be very conscious about who you're giving it to, right? If you value that quality in you as being worth $100,000, you are not going to be just giving this out to any man, right? If a man treats you poorly, you're going to take that energy away. You're going to decide, you know what? This thing that I'm offering you is actually incredibly valuable and you don't deserve it anymore. You treated me poorly and you don't deserve to have this energy from me, this love, this light. So I want you to go into your interactions, understanding how important your energy is, your presence is as a woman. Happy Saturday.
I see where you're going with this. Let me present a different idea of what you're talking about. So back to that dollar statement, right? Some of you guys have the dollar. You have plenty of money, but you won't spend it. You have the $500. You have the $1,000. You're probably going to use $200 or $300 on your friends. Maybe, I don't know, $500 on your family, but you're really reserving that $1,000, $2,000, however much for the ultimate man. That's great. You have no problem with that. The problem is you guys don't have a dollar or two to spare. Does that make sense? So when you should be just being a normal, good human being, you're not. When you should be just saying hello. Hey, how's it going? You're not doing that. You're requiring a man to buy your groceries before you ever say hello to him. That's the dollar that you need to be giving out. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Oh man, how's it going? Building a friendship, if that's what you want to do. But if you just want to keep it cool and, kind of as an acquaintance, that's fine too. Men don't receive that, but from other men. A nod, men do it to other men all the time. Hey, how's it going? What's up? And just keep on going. But if a man were to do that to some of you ladies, y'all would think that this man is a creep. Y'all would think that this man is trying to get with you. So I don't think it's necessarily, in some instances, you guys, I think it's great that you can provide that. Totally agree with you. But I think maybe at a lower level, in order to be more well-rounded, you probably need to start providing that to men just randomly, right? And you don't have to go out here, hey, how you doing? Oh, come back and say hi to me. No, you don't have to do that. But if a man were to speak to you, hey, how's it going? Hey, good morning. That's it. On your job. How's it going, Sarah? Good morning, Bill. That's it. Going about you go to church, you go to the gym. What's up, fellas? Hey, can I get in? All right, cool. Just that little interaction breaks the ice. It breaks down you might not think it means anything, but it breaks the ice it makes you seem human. How's it going? Like if you see the same person in the gym over and over again and y'all speak to each other, y'all might develop a friendship. That's you giving $1 out to a person and them giving $1 back to you. And then you give them $5. They give $5 back to you. But if they don't, that's cool. But you might find somebody in the gym or at church. Shoot, I'm not even advocating you find them at a gas station. I'm not even advocating that you find them in a parking lot. I'm just talking about where people naturally and usually congregate in social spaces. When y'all go to the bar or a restaurant, are y'all saying y'all don't want men to talk to you guys? That's what I'm talking about. Handing out going to certain places and saying, I've got $5 tonight that I want to spend. And I'm going to hand out the $5 to certain people, right? I'm going in here with $10. I'm going to hand out this $10, $1, $1, $1. Hey, how's it going? And start conversations with people or allow conversations to come to me. Too many times y'all are closed off with y'all energy. Y'all have RBF and y'all think that y'all are actually giving something that's valuable and you don't have anything yet because it's not developed. Y'all think depth means just talking and ranting and going on a tangent about what you ate for breakfast 2 days ago. That's sharing to you. But when you start to talk to a man about that, it doesn't really mean anything because it goes nowhere. I know you think that you're sitting around, you're just hanging around, just shooting the breeze and just talking. But if you have too many conversations like that, like a lot of women do, where it's pointless and it's aimless, a man is going to be like, what's the point of this? Where does this go? How does this help me? Right? So at some point in time, you got to mix a little bit of an end goal in there. So the man says, you know what? I really feel like I got something off my chest today. I appreciate that. Just food for thought.